Yes. Let's kill these comments. What's going on, man? Sunday morning. Let's dive into the money flow. It's a pattern. I often say it's fractal. And you'll see what I mean here. Just a second. Let some people come in, man. YouTube runs a little delayed. I guess you can hear me. So the money flow is fractal. And that term, I don't know where it comes from, man. I started calling, there's an indicator called the money flow. That term just made sense for what I was looking at. Now, if you have the book, when you first open the book, in the very beginning, I say, a fractal is a never-ending pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They're created by repeating a simple process over and over in an ongoing feedback loop. When I would look at the markets, and there's different ways to trade the markets, invest in the markets, people look for patterns. People do this with fundamental analysis, like, hey, there's a shortage right now in gas. Maybe they're saying there's a shortage of labor, of workers. This here is gush. This is a 2 times leveraged product, but it trades the oil index. And if you look at it, these prices are recorded each day, right? And if you just look at it, you just take a crayon or a marker and just kind of draw in the middle of it, right? You kind of, depending on how you draw it, that's what you're seeing, right? Price just floating, just going through movements, stages. And what I began to look at was, over time, due to inflation, due to more people, due to scarcity, through business cycles, there's a lot of reasons for things. Prices, they go up and down. But over time, they just go a little higher. A candy bar just doesn't go lower. They may put it on sale, but as you look, it costs more for your grandmother than your mom, than for you, and it'll cost more for your children. That's just natural process of inflation. And it plays out, and it runs up, and it pulls back, and it contracts, and there's too many workers, there's not enough workers, there's too much gas, there's not enough gas, there's, shortages and wars and droughts and government policies, and these things. This is what moves prices up and down, man. And there's people that spend their whole life, economists, studying it, right? People go into financial services. And if you have never read the book, Against the Gods? And it's the story of risk. This is risk. It's the price of oil. And the money flow, all I was trying to do is, could I look at charts and could I find a pattern that was repeatable enough where I could position myself around a basic set of rules? And that's what I do. I believe that over time, the stock market goes up. Like the whole goddamn thing. You say, well, what do you mean? Meaning the whole thing. It's rigged. DIA. This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, right? Now it goes down. You can see that. This is a daily chart. And if you see it, it almost has this rollover effect going, right? You see it. It drops. It drops. Not that clean, but it drops. But if you back this up, go to a weekly. It does the same thing. Meaning it goes down from time to time, but then it just starts to drift up. And go look. Like, you can just keep going back. Decade after decade goes up. Now, the businesses inside of this thing can change. AT&T's a Dow stock. AT&T is no longer a Dow stock. So this average is not tracking that stock. In other words, stocks can come and go. Companies can fuck up, do well, new ones come in. But it's the composite average. That's what this is. The composite average is it goes up over time. So investing in the stock market is a no-brainer. Like, it goes up. This is a monthly. This is like a decade. So the game I'm playing, the fractal pattern I'm looking for, ultimately, what I believe is the edge, is that over time, inflationary pressures push stocks up, man. Push them up. So it's like going into a casino and they say, listen, on this side, those games win like 70% of the time, and on this side, they win like 30. Which one you want to play? The money flow is built on the idea that over time prices move up. So if I'm watching a stock like Exxon, let's take this down to a daily chart. I'm looking for a price pattern where inside of that general pull, that general nug to the upside, it's going up and down. What appears to be chaos, right? I got to try to make sense of that chaos. And as I began to study charts, and I began to see, okay, trends will emerge. Now, how do you define a trend? Well, that's up to you. That's up to you. If you drove by the gas station and price of gas was, $2 a gallon, and then the next day you drove by and it was $2.02, and you go, that's weird. It went up 2 cents. And then the next day you go by and it's $2.08, right? And you say, what do you mean? And I'm like, dude, watch. You're not seeing it, but it's dropped when you drop. Look, it was 57, and then what? Then it was 50, almost, what is that? Almost 58, and then 58, and now what? 60. So what direction do you think this is going? Up, right? What I began to do, this is what I do, inside of that, is I'm watching these things. That means I want to buy things if I think they're quality, and I'm fast forwarding here. Like, you're like, well, how do you know that? I'm fast forwarding and try to find them when they stop going down. Like, that would be a good spot. They're almost, maybe they're even undervalued. Like these things, like, so the best, like right now they're saying there's oil problems. There's not enough workers. There's shortage, there's transportation issues. There's North American people, we stopped drilling as much, right? There's all these issues going on inside the oil sector. So what? Prices are going up. That's what happens after they go down. Like, commodities are pretty fucking predictable. If the price of gold goes up, they start digging more gold out of the ground, which brings it down, right? Oil, same thing. But in the meantime, these things run. They go on trends, and they'll run real far. They'll run. So I'm trying to enter them, and simply, wherever they've been before, I bet they can go there again. So it could easily go back to where it was. And so as I began to look, as I drive by the gas station, it doesn't go up every day, 2 cents every day, day after day, forever for the rest. No, it stops. You'll see. You'll look over and you're like, whoa, that's cheap. And it's moving through the cycles based on supply and demand of oil and gas, right? And there's all kinds of shit you don't need to know. In other words, you can drive a car. You don't need to know how the combustion engine works. You just need to know where to put the fucking key, how to put the seatbelt on, how to navigate the car. Like, you need to know some things, but you don't need to know every single underlying feature that used, right? You don't need to know all of the things that affect gas to look at a chart and say, hey, gas is going up. Look how it went down. Now it's going up. And so then I just began to try to figure out, is there a way that could signal to me if I'm looking at it? I know. Chart reading. It's crazy. You might even say it's like tarot cards. Maybe this is tarot card reading. And you're looking at patterns. Some people don't even use bars. This is a bar, man. Look at this. This is a bars. It's not what most people are looking at. Here's what most people are looking at. This is what most of the charts I see, people are doing this. You notice I don't even have all the moving averages. So if you follow the money flow, there's the 5-day, the 10-day, right? 200's on there. We don't need all that. If you're just looking at this, you can quickly go, watch. That's what I do. If you show me a chart, I go, if you show it to me, I go, okay, ooh, that has been the absolute best day to buy. And it's fucking ripping now. Right? If you look at this chart and each one of these candlesticks, I don't use candlesticks, you guys do. I use bars. But that candlestick is what? Straight up, 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 right? That's the lowest one. I mean, this when you see a chart, this your brain, this is what you should do. What am I doing here? Anchor, right? We're breaking out. So I can come over here and now I can draw this, right? And now I'm in the money flow with oil. Exxon's in the stage 2 breakout, right? What if we watched Exxon every fucking day? Every day from here on out. Every day you look at Exxon. Is it in stage 1, 2, 3, or 4? Like you never let this ever leave your mind. Where is Exxon? And you just grow this position larger. And guess what? Oil is a little cyclical. It's not going to keep going up, bro. They're going to start to pump more and more and more and more. And then what? You have oversupply and then it brings it down. These things self-correct. But in the meantime, they trend. They trend. And the easiest way to play the trend is after it went down because it can't go up unless it first goes down. That's how it works. So in order to get the market higher, you got to bring it down. And that'll blow people's mind. They're like, what do you mean? It can't go up if it's been going up. There's only so much money in the world. Money, liquidity is what drives prices up and down. The emotional response of people to news and data and inputs every day is pushing these prices. So you have it run up, pull back, run up, pull back. It's crazy fucking people all over planet Earth every day on their phones and computers. People like you. Buy, push, push. Oh, what is this? These fucking psychos all over the world looking at prices. Clicking buttons. You think it's just us? Hell no. Chinese, Indians, all over the world. So, the lead article in Barron's today is oil. If you trade the money flow, you know what? Wherever price has been, it can go again. Where's it headed to? Man, I got to take the candlesticks off, man. I know you guys like them. I can only take them so long, man. Money flow is trying to catch price. The ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. And those who do things in a certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, can get rich. While those who do not do things in a certain way, no matter how hard they work or how able they are, remain poor. You should read that book. It's a free ebook called The Science of Getting Rich. All my shit has a link to it. At least once in your life, read it. It's like the green line is a turning point. It's not one thing in and of itself. What it is, it's kind of an arbiter of price. It's where is price in relation to it. Is price printing on this side of it or is price printing on that side of it? Once price is printing on this side of it, I know, or I assume, I shouldn't say I know, I don't know. I don't know tomorrow. Neither do you. I might not make it. I might not make it tomorrow. If price is printing on this side, it's going up. And I just assume it keeps doing it. It's going to do it 71% of the time, man. about 70%. The general pressure is to the upside on all things. The more true that is, or the easier that is, or the more profitable that is, I should say, is when you catch the up. Meaning, if you buy into the up here, so we're already in this. Let's pull up Gush. It's the index. Now they're telling you you should buy this. Come on, man. They're pushing the oil trade. Yet for the money flow, this is where we're taking gains, man. Right. Price has memory. One of the concepts we talk about in the book is where price has been before, it tends to go again. Same to the upside, it's to the downside. And these things aren't perfect, but you'll see price will tend to stop, basically where it stopped before. It begins to react. But what we're looking for, now look on this one, it didn't. It dove down to come right back. Very bullish. We haven't talked about boxes, but if you know what a box is, if a box is broke and then comes back in, super, super, super bullish. It's almost like they do that on purpose, bust people out just to get back in. So you're telling me everything in the world changed on that one day right there. So up to this day, think on this for a second. Everything's been bad. And on this day, on whatever was happening on planet Earth, this at 52.50, it's almost a $50 a share run. What changed on this day to make this happen? Fuck, I don't know. Like, if I could know that, I'd be a billionaire. So look. Right? Pivot day. What do I always say? I need 4. 1, 2, 3. Well, there's 4. Now, you might say, yeah, but this was better. Yeah, I agree. I don't know how to do that. Like we don't know yet. What if it went down and down and down and down, just kept going? Like, in other words, what inside of the money flow, what I'm looking for is this to establish itself. I don't want to guess. I want it to be the same. I'm not that smart. Like, I'm not that smart a guy. I need it to be the same every time. Like, what is accumulation? So I'm trying to define it as price goes through this sideways up, sideways down, sideways. Now, look, that's exactly. So, dude, the book was written a long time ago, right? And you can see what I'm talking about. You see this pattern that I just said to you of price meandering, right? You see it. It starts to go here, drops back down. What? Back in the box. We just talked about it. Stage 2. And then what? Where it gets before what? Starts to kind of go sideways. Why? Well, they probably kicked up production. Like, they start doing shit. Slow it down, man. It's not going to $1 trillion. There's a top for oil. And you'll see it just roll through this thing. Well, what about? Back this up. Look at this one. My man said he can't hear. You can't hear? This is utility sector. What are you starting to see? Remember, we're tracking the money flow. So we pull up these charts, these day-to-day bars, and what am I looking for? Looking for the pivot point. Like, start to back the chart up, man. Just back it up from where you're at. Okay? Back it up from when you're at. And you can say, okay, well, that's pretty obviously a box, right? And you can back them up. And as you back them up, what happens? You're seeing the formation of it form, right? Well, as it goes down and goes into a downtrend, how far do I think it'll go? I don't know. Here's what I know. Where it stopped before tends to stop again. So we're coming into that, right? We're on the extreme. And what I start to do is look for this to form over here. I'm just observing the chart, right? Watching to see this price, does it fall into the money flow where it moves sideways, rips out, runs up, moves sideways, breaks down. Now, that's these bars, right? And you can see them with that. This green line helps us smooth that. Now, this technical analysis is for the fancy fuckers, right? These are they know all about finance and charting, and they put this green line on there. Like, this makes them smart. And so if you have this line, guess what? You can draw a little circle. How does price react around it? But guess what? As you zoom in, you're going to see it kind of get a little funky. But then there's a point where it turns and price is below it. And this little zone is busted. And what happens? It's going the other way, man. And just like you're trying to build a box at the bottom, they're trying to build a box at the top. And it puts in an anchor point and it starts to go sideways. These are just terms for what I'm seeing unfold on price. And I don't know the next card or the next hand or the fucking next day. It might be red, up. Maybe there's a nuclear bomb. I don't know what happens. Or maybe everything's great and the economy goes up. Good for us, right? We don't know. We do know today. And so if I'm looking at this, I go, okay, there's the lowest low, anchor point. Has it helped? 1, 2, 3. Do we got enough for a box? Yeah. Building a box here. Right? Is it extreme? Yeah. So what I'm looking for is the exact same setup as last time, man. Or as the previous sell-off, right? Same to the upside. Everything's going to line up the same. The exact opposite, right? You're going to get a day. Guess what? That day becomes the high. RSI goes extreme. Price starts to go sideways. You don't know for certain. But if your goal is to capture profits and you got in on that, trying to catch stage 2 breakouts, which what? That's what we're hoping for here, right? You say, what's the breakout? Let's look at Bitcoin. It's breaking out today, man. This was so easy. Man, I'm sure anybody's read my book was on this. That was too easy, man. That's Ethereum. Let's do something with a little bit different now. Let's pull Bitcoin up. What are we seeing? What's happened the last 3 days? Look at the green line. Direction changed, bro. Right in front of you. It went that way. Maybe you're too busy to notice. Out shopping for purses. Oh, we can't buy Bitcoin. We're buying a purse. People do that, man. They got $10,000 purses, don't own Bitcoin. Jet skis. You got all kinds of shit, don't own Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's breaking out. So if we're looking at this, it's right there. So as you follow the chart and you're in tune, the price of the stage 1 goes higher and higher and higher. So I started doing this game with Facebook, I don't know, a decade ago, Now watch what happens. Okay, the price, just the general price is $3.80. Okay, what was it a decade ago? $25. Right? You think we've been through a few stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4s? Right? This is lost on people. And you say, okay, what do you mean? Dude, let's do an Uber. How long is that one? Oh, wait, not that long. It's the new Facebook, man. Microsoft. Like these stocks, Apple, like they started, they're the Ubers. They got to come in. They got to establish themselves. They got to be big enough that they can withstand. You can't be Coca-Cola without, some things have to fucking aligned. Right? But your grandfather didn't load up on Coca-Cola. Why not? You think it was a big secret? This is Uber. So when do you think's the best time to buy Uber for the next 50 fucking years? You say, well, that's not possible. Really? There's hundreds of stocks. Pepsi, Exxon. There's hundreds that your parents could have been every stage 1. Dad's like, dude, we got to get some of this. And I guarantee you, your family would be rich right now. 3 generations of people playing this game. You wouldn't even have none of us would have worked. How's that never talked about, man? They always say, well, how could you have known Coca-Cola? I don't know. Everyone's drinking it. Right? If you look at the stocks that I own, like, is it hard to imagine Uber? It's everywhere. It's picking everyone up. Same thing Amazon did, right? Everyone got packages. Very few of them bought the stock. Every day, I wish something could help us. Oh, praying for money. Every day, Amazon shows up. Oh, if we could only find an opportunity. Every day, Amazon shows up. Man, houses are expensive where I live. Amazon boxes show up. That's been playing out all over the country, man. AMZN. No, that ain't been playing out. Here's a monthly of Uber. Look, you could have bought it for $15. So where's the best time to buy it? $15. Where was the highest day you could have bought it? $62. Where's it at now? $47. Does price go up and down, right? Yeah. What's another one? Look at Square. In order to make the most of Square, could you agree with this? Dude, I fucked up the chart. Hold on. You gotta put it in over there. Once you started following Square, let's say you're like, this is a legitimate business. I want to follow this. Some people decided to do this money flow game with Square. Look, way back here. And you're going to go, well, I wasn't there then. I know. There's new ones now. Hello. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Get this. Hood. How many months has Hood been in business? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 months. You said, Gerald, but don't buy IPOs. We didn't buy the IPO. Let it IPO. Does its ups and downs. And guess what? I promise you, I don't care what stock it is. If you give it a few months, let the chart build out, you can buy it for a lot fucking cheaper. And so this thing went to $82, and now we're buying it around $40-something. That's not much of a chart. You can't do the money flow on that. And they're like, why don't you buy IPOs? Because they can't do the money flow, man. Read the damn book. So that what I'm showing you is this is what I do every day. I don't wake up to do it different. So I can't, look, you see the MACD, you can't. This is on a weekly chart. Let's take it down to a daily, right? What are we starting to see now? Let's fast forward a time in your life and let's pretend that 10 years from now, this is a major brokerage firm. You have an option to be part of that or to fucking ignore it. Amazon box to your house every day. Don't buy the stock. Amazon box to your house every day. Don't buy the stock. And then you're like, man, I wish I could find an opportunity. There's people who use Uber every day, don't own the stock. Man, I wish I could figure out something. People use Robinhood, they don't even own the stock. Right? My point being, these things are all around you. This one's new. So in 10 years, this chart will be trading. So if you go look at Intel, how long has that been around? I don't know. Let's back it up to a weekly. Look. Does it do the money flow? Can we find times where price, even just looking backwards now, where it went kind of sideways and ran up and then sideways and then came down, right? So we're looking for this pattern of price movement, and it's not perfect. But if we see one that is perfect, oh my God, what do we do? That's what gush is, right? And so as I'm watching price, man, I messed the chart up again. Trying to keep these moving averages off there. I don't think you guys deserve to see all of them. Most of you got all these things on your chart. You shouldn't have them on there yet. There we go. We got it. It's all on there. Fuck it. I give up. So it's these moves here. These moves that set us up for these moves. Right? But we got to know what we're trading. We got to understand the stocks and the companies. We got to open our eyes all around us. The ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. Those who do things in a certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rich. Guess what I figured out about houses? If you just save up money and then you go on realtor.com and you put in, I can look at houses at this price, hit enter. And as they come up, go look at all of them. And then you go, what could I get for rent? And you look, you're all right. And you just do that. Guess what happens? You buy houses. The ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. Those who do things in a certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rich. While those who do not do things in a certain way, no matter how hard they work, are able to remain poor. So if you open your eyes to this and look around, you're going to see the money flow all around you. Different businesses, stocks, companies, things. These scribbles and lines on here, these are technical analysis tools. A monkey could do this. People make a big deal out of this shit. This is monkey stuff, man. Price above green line. Like, that's not complicated, man. That doesn't make you some finance genius. But people try to break it. But it is that simple too. Huh. In other words, you ain't got to be very bright. I could take a guy who's never understood finance and I say, listen, bro, every time you see price go where this thing here touches this line, you go look. And if it stops, draw a circle. Like every day, draw a circle on price. And then the next day, guess what you're going to record for history? What? The low. You're going to know within about 4 days. What if you're wrong? Well, then it'll go back down. What do you do then? Same thing. Wait. Or close it. You can close it and wait and start over. Wait. Let it set up. One of them's going to work. And when it does, it's going to get to a value price proposition where it's stupid. It's cheap, man. And then the what's going on in the world changes. And people change their mind. Or laws or whatever. Fuck shit happens. You don't need to know what that is. And then price above green line. And you go write that down. All right, shit, Exxon. Exxon looks like it's breaking out. Why Exxon? Because you buy gas every day. Where do you bank? Who has your cell phone? Do you understand mortgages? Dude, you live in this. You live in fucking investments. Look at AG&C. Hold on. This pays a 9% dividend yield. It means $100,000 in here. You're getting like $800 a month. A month. Doing nothing. Sitting on your fat ass at the house. They send you $800. So what if you just go in there and lock it away, man? And then go back to getting money. Go buy it, lock it in. And now you go what? You go back to getting money, man. Do other things. And guess what? It was here once before. One of our beliefs is what? Price goes up over time. The only way to capture the up is to notice the down. And I'm waiting for it to set up. And what am I doing? I'm watching this pattern. My bet might be bigger if I know you're going to give me 9% to take this trade. Let me understand this. I can buy a stage 1. I can set up a stage 3 target. I can get paid to do it. Yeah. Wow, that sounds better than options. This pays 8%. What if the only thing I'm trying to do is sell it at 18? You say, well, what if it goes down? Good. I'm trying to sell it at 18, not 14. Oh, wait. That's a different way of trading. So what if I've determined that this is a mortgage REIT? Although, housing prices are too expensive. Yeah. Who do you think's financing it? These guys. That's where the money comes from. These guys buy mortgages. So you go out there, you get your mortgage, and then it gets sold off. These guys buy it, man. And they own shit tons of them. And everybody that's paying 3 times more for their house, you're paying these guys. You can invest in this, man. I don't know any opportunities. Amazon box to your house every day, every fucking day. Here's an Amazon box. Don't own an Amazon stock. Looking for an opportunity. That's funny, right? Think on that for a second. Think on that for a second, man. That's fucking crazy, right? Does Amazon understand the money flow? Come on, man. What if we only bought stage 1s on Amazon? This is all we bought. You could trim if you wanted. I don't know what kind of trading you're doing. You could take it down. Take it down. And what do you mean take it down? I mean, look, when this sets up here, prices run really far. Look, you can see it. We're not dumb. We're looking at it on the chart, and we realize this thing, it moves in cycles, right? And you go, oh, look, dude, I wrote this years ago. This is Amazon today. Come on. Look, you see why it keeps me awake? I was at a meet and greet, and the guy says, why do you tell people this? And I'm like, I have to. How rich would you be? Be honest. Pick a stock. I mean a big one. Big 100. Now, I get it. Maybe we don't know which one that is. I'm not having that argument. My argument is, if you took the money flow and changed it, now you have to change it, played it from a different perspective, and on Amazon for the last 10 years, how would you be doing? Come on, man. You'd be rich as fuck. Look at this. How many people sitting on the sidelines the last decade? Dude, this is not the only one. This is just the obvious one. Look, how many people sitting on the sideline? This is a decade ago. 2011. Peter Schiff, all these people were telling people, don't buy stocks. You got a fucking crazy right? Republicans, Obama's out of his goddamn mind. It's fucking pure socialism. Whole world's crashing. You need a bunker. You know how long I heard that shit? And it's like, nope, it's Trump. We're all fucked. Yeah, okay. No, it's Biden. All right. I know. I've been hearing that shit my whole life. My whole life. I can only show you what's actually fucking happened, though. See, if you have a philosophy of the end of the world, you remember zombies were the most popular shows on television. Everybody's obsessed with collapses, and in their mind, they're going to be like, this is Amazon. And I know you've been looking for an opportunity, and I want to start a business. Look at this stock, man. Should have been in the business of borrowing money and buying Amazon stock. So, like, there's people who think that's crazy. There's a guy doing it with Bitcoin right in front of me and you. I'm not saying I would do this. I'm just telling you what is happening. So look at this. This is the monthly chart of Bitcoin. This dude borrows money at 2% to buy Bitcoin. He owns fucking billions and billions and billions. And he just borrows and buys. And what has it done? It just goes up. Look at it, man. And all of these are just chances to buy more. This dude's borrowing to do it. And he'll be, super rich, maybe, or lose it all. I don't know. I know this, though. Ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. And those who do things in this certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally. Now, look, this is a monthly chart of Bitcoin. So take it down to a weekly. Now we begin to see price movement, what we're looking for, right? Now take that down into a daily. And so I'm watching. I need these, right, to set me up to make money on these, right, where price runs up. So once you learn the money flow, just the basics of the fucking money flow. Are you buying this? Are you buying that? No. You stop buying. Why? I don't buy tops. I know it's coming back. Your whole life, it's going to go through this. Just like Uber. Facebook was $18 and $32 and then over. And then it pulled back to $22 and then over. And then up and then over. And at each one, they're like, oh my God, I should have got more. Right? And then it bust out. And then it's set, like they're on the wrong side, man. So they're telling people right now to be buying oil. Come on, man. Now it's in the publications. R size 70. This is the story. We got an oil problem. Yeah, no shit. That happened when you weren't watching. See, all that, the smart money knew that right here, man. Right? I don't need an article today. Today, I'm looking to sell some of this shit now. You're late with your article, right? So if that's what their people are using, you can see how this could help you a little bit. What if you combine both of these? You're following the news, you're in the money flow. Oh, look, a package from Amazon. Hey, we should look at that stock. Oh, wait, we use PayPal every day. Maybe we could use that one. Like, this is how people build wealth, man. The difference is they buy some and they keep it. They don't eat it. They don't consume it. They compound it. Right? So if this is, I just grabbed this. This is the PayPal chart. Are we looking to be buyers up like this? You say, well, how can you know that? Well, you've been following it every fucking day. In other words, yeah, you mean the guy who's following this every day has some sort of advantage over the guy not following? Exactly. Exactly. And you say, well, how do I get caught up? Go look at charts, man. This is a very important level right here for PayPal. What you're unfolding right here, what I showed on the other one, if price gets back into the box, meaning it broke a low. This is what oil just did. Put in a low, broke it. If this comes back, That's the most bullish move we have in the money flow. Isn't that exactly what oil did, man? Pull up Gush. Put in a low, broke it, came back, then it runs. This is oil. The other one's tech. Works in corn, crypto. Guy says, does this work on options? Only if fucking direction of price matters to you. Listen. Should you buy a call option on oil here? If you have my book, if you bought my book, do you think I would tell you to buy a call option right here? No. Because what are we seeing? This. We don't know that, but we anticipate that, right? So I'm anticipating this is run up. And that's not, it's okay. Look, what happens when it runs up? Just like it did over here. Look, price bangs the RSI, puts in a pivot that day right there. Just like on the bottom, we can find the tops, man. May not be for certain. I don't need to be for certain. I just need to take down some of the trade. I want to put on, I want to take down, right? I'm on this side of the money flow. Accumulation, distribution. Distribution means what? Let's distribute some of this to people who like to read articles. It's run. Or at the very least, don't buy here. Wait. I mean, wouldn't you rather buy it cheaper? Makes sense, right? That's the money flow, man. How you interact with it, of this movement of price, it's up to you. You don't need to know why it's happening. People are always like, why is this happening? There's more sellers than buyers, sir. What other reason would there be? But when people say that to me, they don't mean what's happening. They are asking, what is influencing price? What has happened that's caused this price to do this? And I'm like, something negative? In other words, you don't need to know. You really don't. It don't matter. It's already moved down. Are you going to read that 30-second headline and make some kind of decision? Really? What if it's not true? You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, one news story, China is banning Bitcoin. Okay. Thank you. We all know that. And what? Bitcoin's breaking out, man. So China bans it again, right? There you go. That's a pretty negative story. Fuck, I better get out of it. So you get out of it, and what? It goes up. Can't trade news. Like, it don't even make sense, man. Can't trade earnings. They can report great earnings, and stock goes down. They can report horrible fucking earnings, and the stock goes up. You don't know. It makes no sense. It's chaos. If you could read a fucking article or just sit and think something like that, everyone who's smart would be billionaires. But that's not how human beings do not react to things the way they're supposed to. They're not smart. I mean, this is all like the emotional intelligence of millions of people. Right? The first people are the computers, the algorithms. They're programmed to react negative to negative shit. They don't sit and think about it. Like, is that a made-up story? Where'd that come from? Like, they don't do that. So part of the money flow is box building, stages. I mean, I don't make a decision based on one bad thing, one news story, one whatever. That's not how it works. It's a conglomerate of things. Stages aren't built like that. I'm not on a 5-minute chart, man. I'm on a daily chart. It's not going to zero. The number of times that's happened to me is very fucking slim. So that's off the table. And most of the time, what saddens me. Brand new people come into the market, and they've been in like 3 months. Now, what if you came into the oil market over here, right? And you start playing Exxon over here. And then this happens. And then you're like, boo fucking who? I'm down like 40%. And this is what happens. People do this because they're all coming in at a different time in a different cycle. But in their mind, they think the universe revolves around them. So when they got in is when the most important time is. Except it's not. Nobody cares. The stock market was here before you. The price of oil and gold and bonds and interest rates and stocks and the Federal Reserve and all this bullshit that plays out every day, politics, long before you were in the stock market, people on the right are bitching, people on the left are bitching. It's this, like, that's how the game plays, man. And now you're just one more person in the emotional intelligence of the chaotic fucking market that goes up and down, up and down, up and down all day long. All these inputs and data and fucking tweets and YouTube and messages and news stories and all that shit's being played out here. And you don't need to know why anything. I don't know. Don't give a fuck. Oil just broke out. Why? Don't know. Or maybe I do know. Even if you do know, okay. They brought Amazon boxes right to your house. You didn't buy the stock. Did you? Like, this game is simple. I promise you, oil will plummet again. And then I promise you, it'll go back up again. They've been playing this stupid game since I was a kid, long before I was a kid, all the way back to like 1890 with the price of a barrel of an oil. And before that, it was whale oil. And first, before oil, we're doing kerosene. If you can dig it up, put it in a fucking bottle, we will trade it. This game's been playing out. The money flow, the movement of price, long before I got in the stock market. I began to teach the money flow, but this was already happening. Stage 1 breakout, right? There's your stage 4 breakdown. This game will just play over and over. And yet there's people who go, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. Okay. It didn't work for you. You know what didn't work? The cycle, man. Because when you jump in, there was a guy who opened a trading account on the day of the very top of the 2003 tech boom. He was the last guy to the fucking party, and he put some money in to the NASDAQ, right? You think that was possible? You think there was a guy, a gal, I know it was, on the QQQ, if we go back to COVID days, where was COVID? This is a weekly chart. I don't even see it. Oh wait, there it was, the great collapse. This is on a weekly chart. This is how limited our brains get. And if we zoom in on this, there was a person that joined the money flow that day. And you got 3 months straight down. They're all bummed out. My stocks are all low. Yeah, no shit. 3 months straight down. And then what? Then it goes up. And you say, well, I just got back to even. Okay. Well, you could have added a little and you'd be a little more even. But even though you didn't, just wait, Sally. Just keep waiting. What does it do? This is why index investing works. Because it does. Like, you can go look. Well, here's what I begin. If that fucking works, then all of these become my advantage if I can identify them on a chart. Right or wrong? I just blew some of your minds. So there's people who they're trading with me, and then the market turned. And some of these growth stocks, well, they've pulled back. Yeah, no shit. Facebook had problems in its 10-year history, man. Amazon went up, went down. Uber's going to go up, go down. And if you jumped in, opened your Robinhood account and bought some things at the top, right here, Bitcoin, boo fucking who? Okay, it came down. And they can't see the cycle. As you get time in and track different assets and begin to utilize the stage 4s that are going to come to your advantage, and the ones that rip up, you take gains to put into the other ones, and you play this game day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. When you now are the veteran, you've been here 6-7 years building these dividend stocks. You've seen this run up before or growth get hit before. You've seen this bullshit about the political parties and blah, blah. Like, you've seen this play out over and over. You think you got to steady your hand? Like, if you've been doing Bitcoin for 4 years now, this is... How many of these have you seen, dude? So if you've been in Bitcoin for 4 years and you don't have $300,000, I mean, what the fuck, dude? Like, seriously. What if you were, like, you should have talked to your, like, why have I not done Amazon? Like, they bring it to my house every day. What is in my brain that I'm not open to see literally opportunities sitting at my house? Like, why does my brain not do that naturally? Why isn't that a gift? Why isn't that on my goals list? That would be a good superpower. I have that superpower. I can see undervalued stocks in your house. You know the companies that, like, when they started putting in my pool, I'm over there digging in. GE, huh? What the fuck? Warren Buffett? Warren Buffett owns a pool company. It supplies parts to companies that build pools, right? Oh, how do you pick stocks? Open your brain. Look. Are there any stocks around you right now? I don't know. Let's see. You got kids? You got children? This is craft. This is craft. Does it look anything like this? Come on, man. You see this, right? And you know me, especially if you're my friend. I have a lot of friends all over America. Would I buy this? I got over 1,000 hours teaching stocks. Would I have ever told you to buy that? No. We're going to start looking once things start lining up on this side, right? I want to utilize the stages. So I would be taking some down, if anything. Taking some down. Not to buy back on this, to put into something else that's going that way, that's already done this. Let me give you an example of what I just said, okay? This is what separates me from mortal men. What I'm about to tell you. Look at Gush. It's on what side of this pattern? Right there, 3. Not confirmed, but it damn sure is not going down, right? That's not a stage 4. It's the exact opposite of a stage 4. That's a stage 2. And we're up, what, 40%? Where do you think it stops? Stage 3. We don't want to get out of all of it because we don't know for certain. So I'm downsizing it. I'm taking home the money. I'm playing poker, putting some of the chips in my pocket, fellas. I'm going to play these out. I'm going to take these to go. I've been in casinos. They don't like that. You can't do that. What do you mean? I was going to put these in my pocket. Yeah, don't do that. Put them all on the table, sir. Why? They don't want you banking that. It's not like you're stealing. Goddamn, you got to go to the cashier to get your money back. They don't want you to pull it off the table and put it in your pocket. Why? Because if you fucking bank it, you're less likely to do something stupid, like give them all your money. So if you ever gamble with me, I got 2 piles. I got the bank pile and I got the play pile. So I always sit down, put my money up, $100, whatever I'm playing in on, 300, 500, and I immediately bank some. 50, banked. Now I start playing, and that's how I play the game, man. I'm trying to bank money. Same here. It's just part of the strategy. This came from a blackjack table. I mean, I was studying all these books and moving averages, and we haven't even got in the indicators. If you got my boot camping, I do a whole video. We go through what does this mean? We're looking at the histogram. The histogram is super important. Once this runs up, guys, this is not that important anymore. Why? Because we're hitting extreme levels, right? Once the indicators go extreme, we got to wait for everything to set back up. So we should be taking our gains off the table. What do we want to roll it into? This is what gives you superpowers. Let's look at the XLU, the utility sector. You notice it's the exact opposite. So look, where's this? Down, right? Where's oil? Up. So when we were buying oil, work with me, man. Where were we interested in buying it? This will change your life. You see that, right? You have to agree with me that just looking at this, these were better times to buy than up here. So if we're looking at oh man. So look at this. If we're looking at utility, look, exact opposite, right? Down, 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 down. Now we're starting to go sideways. Now, this is such a long, prolonged move, and the target is so high, and this pays a dividend. I need to know why. Now this is where understanding the story and the fundamentals come into play. Is this a dying business, or is this just a problem they can fix? Everybody's got problems. I got problems. You got problems. Businesses have problems. They're fixable with money. So I need to go make sure, is the dividend secure? Yeah, check. So I go look. Now look, what am I doing? I'm getting it on this side of the trade. So if I own this, I'm probably looking at taking money. Maybe from what? Maybe from Exxon, man. Right? That's run up. So as this runs up, I might be looking at trimming that to put some in that other one. Now what are we doing? We're in portfolio management, right? That's what we just fell into. Oh, man. But look at the XLU. This is utility stocks going the exact opposite. Has it ever been here before? Yes. It's been here before, right? Is it starting to put in a box? Yes. Is it at an extreme low? Yes. Is the histogram turning? All this tells me is once the box is established, if this starts to tick that way, that tells me the momentum to the downside is done. I have to assume that. I can't question it. This is starting to go that way, and price is building a box. This is my first shot. If I'm trying to buy the very, 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 very bottom, I don't ever do that. Remember, I got to get confirmation, and I need 3 or 4 days to confirm it for me, and then I'm going to take a shot. That's the bottom. So this one wasn't ideal because, look, it didn't pull back. Was it extreme? No. Doesn't have to be. And if it's not, there's your day, right? Price is breaking out above the green line. So as this develops, stage 1, the breakout, if you're just swing trading, is right there. Stage 2, that's price ripping above the 20, right? Has that happened yet? No. So we got to shark this, man. You got to follow this. I need to start building this up. Fuck, buy one a day, whatever, man. Like, this is setting up for me as a play, which means all of the stocks inside of this are setting up as a play. What are dividend paying electrical stocks? SO, look, same pattern. Do I want to be a buyer of this stock? No. Oh, this is a beautiful example of what I was saying earlier. Look. I would have told you over here, don't buy this, right? Why? We don't buy tops. I'm not saying that's top forever, because look how it respected that. Bouncing. It's come back down. My point being is we want to be a buyer on this side, right? Not this side. And what do we see playing out? This is the money flow, man. Look. Come on, man. That don't blow your mind? Somebody else, your daddy showed you that? Come here, son. Let me tell you about the great money flow. Did your uncle, does he know about that? Stockbroker. And I have people tell me, well, past performance isn't indicative of future results. I know. That's the warning. I don't know tomorrow. You don't know tomorrow. What? I mean, I wrote that like a decade ago, 7 years ago, whatever it is. And right there, you can see it, man. I didn't make this shit up, dude. Look. And it takes a minute to interpret it, man. I'm not even saying that it's perfect. But I think as you do this little journey every day, you get better and better and better and better. Dude, I have friends. They're following oil every day. You don't think that helps me? You don't think that helps me when I got somebody else on this game and we're both watching Exxon? And zero's been taken off the table. And all we're wanting to do is to buy the ones, man. Because the threes, that shit takes care of itself. This is the tricky part. I need to buy these ones, man. In this game. Right? Why? Because that's going to make the most money when it does run. And I know I don't have enough in there. And so what I use is the concept of time. That 70% of the time it's going up. And if that's the case, is the general pull of the stock market's to the upside. If I can pay attention to these down ones and get them in what I believe are the bottoms around this pattern, The direction of the trend is the path of least resistance. A stock can continue either moving up, this is the money flow, page 14, moving up, or down unchallenged by buyers or sellers for weeks, months, even years. Simply put, trends continue until they don't. An uptrend is marked by a stock that makes higher highs and higher lows. Reference, mark up the chart above. So then it shows you the basic flow of the money flow. I love the beginning though. The search for the perfect trading system, the Holy Grail. That's what they used to call it back in the day. Buy at the bottom, sell at the top. I've spent over a decade searching for a winning system. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on books, courses, newsletters, seminars, and automated trading systems. On the surface, trading seems so simple. Truth be told, trading is quite simple. A couple clicks of a mouse and trading. You don't need a license or permit or even specialized training. If you have enough money to fund an account, you can start your own trading business. This, combined with unlimited profit potential, makes trading quite appealing. You can work from home, set your own hours. That's not really true. You don't have to have answer to a boss. That's kind of bullshit. You got to answer to the money flow. There are no real barriers or restrictions to getting started. Well, your own fucking brain is the biggest one. So we'll circle that. That's probably not true. You can live anywhere in the world if you have access to the internet. Well, that is true. You're in business. Boom. I go on to make a comment that I did a lot of trading, jogging. I did. That's because I used to run marathons and long ultra marathons. And, well, I got to be trading while running. I would read articles. That's how I mostly listen. But where are we at? Hold on, man. I gotta grab some coffee. Give me just a second. If Instagram cuts, I'll bring you back. I promise. Yes. Turn this down, man. Took Instagram down. What's going on, man? We're looking at, gosh, oil's been on a tear. We're getting in these elevated levels. So if you're in this trade, just be careful. I've downsized. I've taken profits. We're going to let the rest ride, man. Let it ride. Probably take a little more off here if it keeps pushing higher. What's going on? Yeah, let's talk Walmart. And this was something I was saying. These retail stocks are all setting up. Let's pull this up. Right, so what side are we on? We're on the stage 4 decline. We don't want to buy here. This is not set up right. We need a box, man. Has price been here before? Yes. Look, multiple times, right? Multiple times. This is Walmart. Where's our target? Is it undervalued? Yep. Look, everything's to the downside, though. So it's too soon. Matter of fact, if I was short this, I'd be ringing the register, man. Look, it's the reverse. So if we're trading to the upside, if the target is previous high, if you're short to the downside, the target, you're coming into a previous low on an extreme. The yin and yang, the bipolar, right? Like this is it. Good and evil. This is the short seller's target, man. Makes sense? So we got Walmart. I'm going to say Target's probably the same chart. Look at Hanes Brands, baby. Ooh. Got smashed right into. So all of these retail stocks. Now, Hanes Brands is more of a dividend play. That's why you're not seeing, $21, $17. That's not that big. This pays like a 4.5%, 5% dividend yield. So it's pretty nice. Southern Electric, all these utility stocks. Let's look at our friends in New York, ED. Look, we're on the dirty side of the storm. Think of that like that, man. So if this was a hurricane, it's passing through. This is the dirty side. Look, stopped here before. It's probably going to stop here again. We're not quite extreme. This is the dirty side of the storm. What are we waiting for? The box to form sideways. So we're trying to catch the stage 1, day 1. But we got to get confirmation, and it's not there. To me right now, it's still to the downside, but it's building. This is what it looks like, right? So watch this day. This could be our anchor point. So there was a low of a low. Usually ends on an up day, like meaning it puts in a low and then goes up, right? To form the pattern. And the pattern, it's not even a judgment on value. It's just, dude, stocks go up and down. Staged. Look at the stages. I mean, you see it, right? So if we're trading to the upside, the money flow believes that over time stocks go up. So I'm usually trying to play that direction. If you're good with the downside, don't let me discourage you from short selling just because I don't do it. I'm just playing, a different game I'm playing a different side of the money flow. I like the easy money, This is guaranteed. Like, dude, I can't say that word, but you know what I mean. If I'm playing this game, buying utility stocks on stage 1s, I mean, dude, what's the risk? If every time fucking Ethereum goes into a stage 4 decline and then sets up a box, I mean, what's all right, I guess the risk is it goes to shit, but look at this breakout forming under Ethereum right now. All these boxes, and they're going to play out higher and higher over time, man, like Facebook did, like Chipotle's did, like Google did, right? Uber's going to do that. Uber's going to be $100, $150, $200 stock. DraftKings, these are going to be the Netflixes and of the future, man. And so there's new IPOs, they come on board. Hood, that's back in the day it was E-Trade and Charles Schwab, and like those were the online discount brokers. Bam, they hit the exchange, and now they're fucking like 15 years old, man. And they go up, they go down with financial services. So if we come in, if we're going to play this ETH thing, the way you've made the money is to stay with it, man. Like you're catching, if you're swing trading, you're buying the stage 1s, do what you do, get out, whatever. But if I'm an accumulator, man, I want to buy all these stage 1s aggressively when I see them forming, right? Does that make sense? And so how you play inside of the pattern, I guess depends on your goals, man. So if I'm short-term trading, good, but do it on this side. For me, it's hard for me to play the long and the short. For me, you might not have a problem with it. Some people just like the short. That's fine. You know, just at times you're going to see me saying buy and you're actually covering, right? You're taking your profit off. Like if you're short and it comes down, you want to be covering on stage ones, right? And for me, it's hard to be on both sides of that at the same time. GP, someone has... Oh, 20 EMA. I mean, it's not that big a deal. If we put, this is a 20 simple. If we put a 20 EMA, they're barely, I mean, maybe a little different, but I use the simple. On the 5 and 10, we go EMA. But that's getting down in the weeds. You could go simple with all of them. You could go, because look, if you're playing the swings as long as I am, this is Ethereum, there's my breakout. Okay. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's getting pretty down the weeds. Like either way, you did just fine on this massive ass move, you know. But you know me, that's the day I would have been buying. Look, support held, price rips out above the 5 and 10. That's your stage one, right? Right there too. The closer you can follow these, the more you stay on this. Like you're watching oil every day. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. And you go look at Barron's, and Barron's is running articles saying there's an oil shortage. All right. Yeah, I know. I bought that long before I knew that. Like, why? Because it was breaking out. And so if we go back, let's just look at oil for just the commodity itself, USO. The breakout was where? Remember, for me, breakout is price moving above the green simple moving average. But we're on it before that happens. But that's officially you calling a breakout. Where is it going? Well, we know it's been here. So it could easily go there. And you know, if you've traded with me, that's exactly what I'll do. We'll start taking it down. Well, if I'm new and now I'm watching oil, okay, well, we got to back the trade up. So get your charts out, get your pencils out, get caught up in the trade. And now where are we? Well, looks like you're probably coming into a stage 3. We don't know that for certain. But that's what it looks like. Price runs up. It goes up too high, just like it did here. That doesn't mean it can't go higher later in the year. You know, you can have a 2-month pullback, and then what? Isn't that what we saw here? Little pullback, and then what? We go again. Isn't that how Bitcoin works? Ethereum, like everything. And it goes through the cycles. And so based on what our goals are, you know, we determine that in a trade. So I want you to look at this A, G, and C trade that I'm doing. I'm building this up. Bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. What's my target? $18. So this thing is undervalued by about 15%, A, G, and C. I'm going to get paid 8% a year. They pay monthly though. So I'm going to get paid to do this trade. Now, this is a big picture trade. This is way back. We're zooming way back. We're position trading this. You say, where's your stop? There isn't one. There is a target. This is the target. The closer we get to this target, the less I want to play this game. It's not going to go straight to there. It's going to go sideways, rip up. Maybe I got, a nice little profit, pulls back, comes back down, goes sideways. And at some point, it's going to get too close to this for me to justify putting more money on this. And I'm just going to let it drift. It's going to bang that target, and I'm going to take my thousands of dollars off the table. Right? I could do that. Or maybe half. I don't know. Maybe we leave it. But my point being, it's a lot cheaper now than here. Right? So for every $15.90, they're going to pay me whatever it is, a penny. I don't know. The dividend, like I said, it's an 8% yield. Now, this is one in a whole bunch of stocks like this that I play this game with. You could be doing that with Bitcoin. I mean, a lot of ways to do this game. A lot of different assets. That's what I call a position trade. That's if we just back up and look. And not all of them are that way, but the ones that are, you say, why is this important? Well, I need to have this. Sorry. Fat finger. I need to have this conversation with myself, right? So, and guess what? This is a chart where it goes against you. We started doing this. I started building this up originally, if you remember, over here. Well, right around in here. Why? Look, big stage 4 decline. Price got extreme, right? We're playing this side, the dirty side of the money flow. I'm letting it come down. And then what? I'm trying to catch this bottom for what? To sell it later at this higher price. Now, where am I getting the price point? Well, I always start with tip ranks because it's easiest on here, but I do run it through Morningstar and a few other places. Where's my price? Now, even though you outsource this, I would encourage you to go understand these businesses if you're position trading like this. So they got a $68 target